All right, short-term rental cheat code number 14. Look for clues. This is key when you're trying to find a short-term rental. There are some properties that even though they don't have a for sale sign are definitely opportunities for you. You have to look for the right clues. So how do you even know what to look for? When you're driving for dollars, you're driving around looking, it could be tall grass, it could be a paper nailed to the wall saying, hey, this was a meth area, and that little pink slip there is going to let you know, hey, that might be a rehab opportunity, right? It could be something like, hey, there is a for sale by owner sign right in front of the house. You're like, hey, I didn't see that online, but this seems like that might be an opportunity. There are so many clues that are right in front of you if you know what you're doing, right? So we're gonna start with this. It all starts with trust. When you are looking into any opportunity, people only sell to people that they trust. If they don't trust you, they're not going to be willing to sell you. If they don't trust you, that landlord is not going to let you rent from them. You want to make sure that you build rapport with these people, right? Just because their house doesn't have a for sale sign on it doesn't mean it's not for sale. That just means you need to build trust with that person. And if or when that property comes up, if you are that top of mind awareness type of person, the one that they think of when the crap hits the fan and they need to move out or they need to sell quickly, if you're that guy, suddenly opportunities and doors are going to open for you, right? So it starts with trust. You need to make sure that you're trustworthy and you're building trust in others. Okay, next. Like the back of my hand, you got to get to know your area that you're investing in like the back of your hand. Ooh, that's new, right? There's always something new. So how do you do this, right? I mentioned driving for dollars. If you drive the neighborhood that you want to invest in and you find that there are quite a few vacant properties or there are areas that are better or worse depending on what it is you're looking for, go and start to get to know more people in that area, right? Get to know the area so well that when something comes up on the market, you're the first to know. And the neighbors in the area know that you're looking so that they will start to tell you about it. Right? One of the ways that you do this, you look for FSBOs, right? For sale by owners, right? These are not things that are going to be online typically. They're the old school people are going to be smacking in those signs in their yard. They might have it in their front window, right? As you notice that there's those for sale by owner signs up there, go and start a conversation. Like I've said before, all wealth is created through conversations, right? Go create the conversation. See if this opportunity actually opens up to you. All right, here's another one to look for. Another cool clue for rent. Often for rent signs like this, you will notice them in front windows. You'll notice them on little patios. They may be smacked in front of the house on a little realtor sign. Referrals are all dependent on your relationship. They're relationship dependent. So make sure that anytime you go and talk to someone that is wanting to be like a landlord and they're renting out their place, you give them a quick audio business card. You let them know what it is that you do. You refer to your business, the future potential guests that you serve, and the benefits that go along with that, right? It all comes down to how much trust did you build with them and then the relationship that you created. How did you make those people feel when you're talking to them? You may not have this opportunity be right for you, but you never know what relationship is going to connect you to your next deal. This is all interconnected. So, next point I want to talk about searching for clues. Sometimes while you're talking to someone, you'll notice they say something that makes you pause and go, Notice the When you notice the those are opportunities. It's like a doorway opening up. It could be, hey, my friend just went through a divorce. It was horrible. They don't know what they're going to be doing, but I know she's moving out and he can't stand it around here. Do they need to sell their house now? Or if they're renting, is that going to be a vacant spot? Yeah. Suddenly, you have an opportunity. Most likely that is not going to be on the market, and that's just one of the ways that you find an off-market deal. Would that be valuable if you not only noticed what it is that someone said, but you created an opportunity to help someone in a difficult situation? We just are problem solvers. That if you can solve the right problem, people will pay you for the opportunity. So notice the and you are going to find more opportunities. It's in those conversations. If you're not creating the conversations, you're not going to be able to progress. Find the ways that people are going through that life cycle. Everyone has this cycle of life where sometimes things are going great, they're happy, everything's going fine. They may lose a job, or they may have something that happens that had a family member die, or they have something that they are going through hardship and suddenly they can't make their bills. And if that's the case, they may need money quickly and sell their property. Find what it is that you can do to provide value for them and help solve their needs. And often you can be paid with equity, and it feels good to help other people. So notice the All right, here's the next one. This is good. Your future potential guest tells you what you need to know to serve them well. So create opportunities to talk with your target market. Are they that Queen Lux Bee? Who is it in your neighborhood that is just like that? Your perfect client. Go talk to them. And then notice, what is it that they are bringing up consistently? What are the activities that they do, right, to help you figure out what location? What are the amenities that they feel like they absolutely need to be able to serve them well? The more you understand your future potential guests, the better it is for you to feel confident in purchasing any property or taking out a lease in that area, because you know what it is that people want. Do that market research. It takes time to get to know people. Take the time. All right, next one. This is really cool. Connect to your why. When you love the process, when it becomes something that's exciting and fun and enjoyable, you have an endless amount of energy. There's so much joy that comes when you connect to your real why. So take the time to figure out, why are you wanting to do this business? And then connect, go really deep. You could peel back the onion, if I can quote Tony Robbins, he talks about peeling the onion back and getting to the core. What is it that is driving you to do this? My guess is that maybe on the surface it was money, but that's not the real reason. Maybe you want lifestyle. Maybe you just want to connect more with your family, your friends. Maybe what you want to do is feel like you're winning in life and that people are noticing. You're like, hey, I want to move from this area over to that area. I want to have a nicer car. I want to have the right way to approach life and fulfill my purpose, right? Everybody has their own reasons to do things. Figure out what is your why and really tap in and connect to your why. And suddenly, how you find these properties will start to come. Deals will come to you. You'll start noticing things that people say. You'll get those responses, and suddenly you'll create opportunities. Because deals are not just found, they're created. Everybody has a price. Are you willing to pay that price for that deal? Now, this is a cool little hack. Sometimes you have other hosts that are just done being a host. They're like, man, this has been really challenging, and they may not have gotten the right education to be able to really do this professionally, and they get frustrated. They're like, man, my calendar's blank. I don't know what I'm doing. It's used to work, right? But a lot of times, if you don't know what you're doing, there's going to be a point where being an amateur is not going to pay like it used to, and you will have to level up. So when you find other hosts that are just throwing in the towel, create an opportunity for yourself by asking them, hey, what do you plan on doing with this property? Hey, have you ever thought about selling this turnkey short-term rental? Figure out a way that you can open the door to those conversations and solve their need. Maybe all they want to do is be a landlord now. They don't want to have the responsibility of cleanings. They don't want to have the responsibility of all of the ticky-tacky maintenance. They want to make sure that they're still getting paid, but that they're hands off. Suddenly, as you create this opportunity for them, you may have more opportunities than you know what to do with. So you really got to get clear what it is that you're looking for, because suddenly you'll have tons of things. You have to just sort through them. So find the hosts that are a little disgruntled and ask them, hey, is this something that you want to offload? Let me know, because I'm here for you. All right, here's another one. Passing the buck. Now, sometimes By passing the buck, that means, hey, I want to leave a legacy for my family, right? You take what it is that you've created in your business and you're passing it on. But often, if you have a short-term rental host that really has done super well, and they've loved their guests, they've loved this area, it could be a cabin retreat that they've had for 10 or 20 years, and they love the people, they're gonna be very selective on who it is that they sell their property to. Because it's not just about the property, it's about the experience that they've created for those years for their guests, and they're not just going to give that to anybody. So if you have the right education, you've built your community correctly so that you have others to respond with and ask questions so that when you get up against those walls, you can really connect with them, you can be past the buck and suddenly people will feel comfortable because they trust you. It's so key. You want to make sure that it's not just about doing short-term rentals. This is how we do it. Why do we do it? You want to treat people right. You want to make sure that they feel comfortable, welcome, right? So be one of those people that others want to pass the buck to. And you're going to have even more opportunities in front of you. I can never make guarantees, but as you become the guy, you become the girl that is professional and trustworthy in all that you do, and you're consistent. That's who you want running your business. That's who I want running my business. That's how people are going to see you. Now, this is key. What community are you attached to? Who's it you surround yourself with? Remember, your net worth is directly tied to your network. And it takes work to build that network. A hive is not created in a day, right? You've maybe heard that expression, a hive like Rome was not created in a day. It takes work to build a team. It takes work to really find those people that you resonate with, that you're on the same wavelength with. So take the time to get into the right community and really build value, not only for your FPGs, those future potential guests, but for the people that work with you on these properties, and provide value for everybody. And suddenly you're going to find that there are deals that are coming across your table because you show up right and you're trustworthy. So connect to the right community, and all those things will come into play. Look for the clues and be really specific when you hear those things that make you go, that's a clue that there's a deal, that if you know the right words to say, there's going to be doors opening for you. Thanks for listening.